Hello, hello.
Você vai ter que adicionar o.
Eduardo. Eduardo, where are you? Waiting on Eduardo.
Eduardo. Clica aí, Eduardo. Eduardo. Escreve. Ah, não, é Pantanal. Pantanal. Pantanal oficial que você tem que escrever. Deus. Eu preciso.
Waiting on Eduardo. Pantanal oficial. I think he's on his way. Connecting. Eduardo!
Hello, how are you?
How are you, my Pantanero friend?
Very good, very good. How was your day
You
today?
look so much like your father.
Yes, like my father. I
Yeah,
want to introduce myself. Do you remember like
please
this?
do.
Every day, cigarette, like this. Smoking.
Yeah, you're a
Do you
Pantanero.
know? Yes. Do you know how this is made? This
Yeah,
is
it's
made
rolled,
with,
isn't it? In a leaf?
yes, this is made with corn leaves,
Corn leaf, a
corn,
corn husk.
and
Yeah.
yes, and the tobacco. This
Okay.
is very common. This was very common in the Pantanal in the past. Very
Yes, it
common.
was.
Also, yes, also they use for insect repellent, mosquitoes with
Do they really?
a lot of mosquitoes.
Ah,
Yeah, with a lot of
yeah.
mosquitoes, they were smoking, chasing
Yeah.
mosquitoes away, and
Yeah.
also
With
for
the
fishermen.
with the peeled banana stalk that they would hit their legs.
Yes, exactly. And then this was everybody smoking. This for repellent, for enjoy, for relax, everything.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Yeah.
How was
I
your
miss
day
those
today, my friend?
days.
Yes, me
It
too,
was
me too.
relaxed. It's the weather's changing. It was very cold last night. It got down to 14 degrees. But it's got up today. It's quite a bit warmer. How was your day?
Yes, like here too. Now I am in Pantanal. Last night was very cold too, and now the weather is getting warmer. But it's very nice, very nice. And we appreciate this weather for fishing, for jaguar observation, and all the
Yeah.
birds are very happy because it's getting warmer. Very nice. Pantanal is
Yeah.
always beautiful,
The
always beautiful.
season's coming on. The
Yes,
season is arriving to see the wildlife.
yes,
Are you in
exactly.
Porto
And
Joffre?
now I am in my
Are you
house
in Porto
now.
Joffre?
Now I am in the Pantanal. I was in Portugal for today with my friends fishing and looking something. And the river
What?
is getting lower. Very good. But
Yeah.
the dry
Yeah.
season is very bad. It's starting very bad.
Capybara, did you see any otters?
And yes, capybaras, no many because the jaguars are eating all the capybaras around. Do you remember Campo
Right, that
Jofre?
happened on the Paraguay River.
Yes, and near the lodge, 18 kilometers to the south, we had around the 200 capybaras. Now only two, three left. Jaguar ate everything.
Wow. That's the
Remember
same
that
thing I
group in Campo
documented
Jofre?
on the Paraguay River. It's the same exact
Yes,
thing that I saw there.
and in my
And then we
father's
lost the
land,
jaguar.
exactly. And in Tutu's house, my father's house, and my neighbors, no capybaras anymore because the jaguar ate all the capybaras around.
Wow. Wow.
And then now we need bringing capybaras in the city, in the parks. We have a lot. In Cuiabá,
Yeah.
several parks, a lot of capybaras, a lot.
Fewer jaguar.
Yes. No jaguars. The
So
capybara
I want to
population
welcome
increasing.
our
Um pouco, né,
audience here.
tio?
We have quite a few people with us here. 39 people right now with us. I want to welcome everyone, and please send us your questions, and we'll answer them either now or later. This will be saved. I'm Douglas Trent. I'm an American ecologist. I've been in Brazil since 1980. I'm one of the 20 or so founders of the Rainforest Conservation Movement. And I got to know Eduardo's father in 1981 when I started Brazil's first professional nature tour company. And we became friends for years and years and years. We were friends. And then one day, can you me dar o dente aí? Then one day, Lerinho, Eduardo's father, shows me this tooth. And he told me it was from the last jaguar he had killed. And so she's saying that the tooth did not arrive. It's from this creature here. Yeah. And he told me that he and his family were the jaguar hunters in the region that were eating the cattle. That one of the things that they did as well as raise cattle, was to, take care of the problem jaguar in the area. And then I had a lot of tours, and I was there again and again and again and again. And after he gave me this tooth, I got to thinking, and I said, Lerinho, would you agree to stop hunting jaguar if I were to help your family get into ecotourism and become the second nature tour operator in Brazil? And the fine man that your father was, he agreed to that, and we got started. That's when you came in.
Yes, and my father, Lerinho, and who was killing jaguars, and I was following him. I was a little boy,
Yeah.
and my father was killing jaguars because no option, because he was raising cattle to win money. And we are
Right.
hunting jaguars because we had many damage, because we don't have many cows, you understand? And only around
I was there 1 year.
180, yes. And
I was there 1 year
but
when they killed nine cows.
9 cows, yes. And
Yeah.
I was looking for dead jaguar on the ground. I say, my father, why you are killing this beautiful animal? And he says, no, just to protect our cows, because if we leave this jaguar eat today, tomorrow is going to eat another one, and it can give you bigger damage. But, and my father knew Douglas Trent in the past. Douglas Trent was coming and talking about ecotourism. My father was talking about, well, I don't understand nothing about ecotourism. I know to raise cattle. And but Douglas was visiting my father for a long time, drinking toast, drinking Coca-Cola, eating some
We were
sandwich.
good friends.
Yes, eating sandwich, and talking about Jaguar, talking about ecotourism, and Douglas and his clients was giving some gift to my father. My father was giving some coffee and helping yes, and showing the macaws, birds around. And my father told me, and we say, maybe it's good idea to change the cattle for ecotourism, because the tourism, we can win money all year round. The cows, we win money just one time a year. For example, in November, December, the cattle is fat, we are selling. Ecotourism is much better way to win money, and also is very clean. And because to raise cattle, we need deforestation, we need to protect our cattle, killing jaguars. The tourism is much easier way to earn money and very clean.
Yeah.
And we yeah, and but and I was very sad because no way to speak English, né? Because we are living in the Pantanal, no teacher, nothing, and his NGO Fox Conservation Fund sent us English teacher in around the 2001.
Mhm.
And this American stay with us teaching my family English for to earn money from ecotourism in the Pantanal. This is the best way to prepare local people to earn money from ecotourism.
Sure. Let me go back. Uh, my tour company, Focus Tours, was making prepayments to you for rooms to bring tourists to when there were no rooms, but this gave you the money to be able to build the rooms. And for many years, we did that every year. My tour clients would pay early, and 6 months early, I would be able to send you the money. And that's how we were able to build the lodge. At that point, I had a client, Joanne Devlin, who you know, Joanne, and she had a company that was saving hectares for every hectare that they covered with asphalt. They had an asphalt company. And she gave the original money to your father to create the Jaguar Reserve. Yeah, Eduardo, are you there? And that was where we
Yes,
started to
yes, yeah.
get some real money coming in, and with the Focus Conservation Fund, we were able to raise even more money to be able to bring in the sheets for
Yes,
the beds, the silverware, the kitchen supplies.
yes, we had very good help from guests coming to the Pantanal because years ago we had many problems because no many tourists coming and very
Huh?
difficult to live in this part of the Pantanal. We are living to the end Mato Grosso, beginning Mato Grosso do Sul. Only
Right.
25% from the tourists were coming in this part from the Pantanal
Mm-hmm.
because difficult access, difficult bridge, difficult
Right.
roads. That time it was really,
Mm-hmm.
really bad to come here. Many tourists were coming to this place. Sometimes the people say, no, don't go there. You are going to destroy your car. Don't exist any bridge. You need to fix the bridge. And at that time, it was very, very difficult to leave this part of Pantanal. You remember many times
Sure.
stuck in mud, and they needed to
But
carry
let
some
me
wood
say,
to fix the bridge.
Eduardo, let me tell people how wonderful it is there. This area where the Jaguar Reserve is, what is it, kilometer 120, 128, something on the Transpantanero. It has trees that are
110.
full of perhaps 40 hyacinth macaws that are just used to people and low in the trees for photography. There are tegu lizards walking around. There are ocelots. There are margay. There are jaguar. There are at least 3 species of primates just right there. It is so species rich. It is just such a fantastic area. And anybody who gets a
Exactly.
chance to go there and stay with you at your lodge is one lucky person.
And you remember, and in 18s, not many cars driving here, and the road was very easy to see anaconda, caimans
Right?
crossing, and
Yeah.
many wildlife.
Anteaters.
And yes, was very, very quiet, and the difficult bridge, difficult roads, and everything
Right.
was very, very hard here. No electricity,
Uh-huh.
generator, sometimes candle uh, uh, for
Yeah.
the light, no hot water.
Yeah. Eduardo, when you got the project going, when it was really starting to pick up, um, what changes did you see with the other people, the other Pantaneros in the region? Because everybody knew about the work that I was doing there, but then I left in 2005 to give you guys a chance to make it grow on your own. You know,
Yes,
after that, what?
after that we are having at the lodge some volunteers, and these volunteers is teaching English for more person, more neighbors, more friends coming to the Pantanal
Good.
now, and more people, more friends are speaking English, winning money from ecotourism. And the project was the best because bring more opportunity for local people to preserve the Pantanal.
Right.
We need to protect first the
Right.
local people, bring money from the tourism for the local people. And if the local people is not here, and the ranchers are going to sell their lands for another person from São Paulo, from Rio, from America, or US, UK, and no more Pantaneiros. The Pantaneiros preserve the land. The Pantaneiros preserve the nature. And the more Pantaneiros here, more conservation. We need more local people for conservation because we know how to protect the nature.
Yeah, that's why I worked with you and your father and your family to get you to stay in the Pantanal and protect nature. And I'm surprised at the benefits that this has brought to the community. I understand there's some over 50 different communities that are sustained by this program that started in different businesses and different things. Is that correct?
I think yes. And many people, and for example, Poconé is a small city, and now more Pantaneiros guides is working the Pantanal and the guiding tours, and the more lodge are coming here to work with ecotourism.
Pantanero-owned lodges, yeah.
Pantaneiros, yes. Now we have more people. I think more ranchers also is coming back to the Pantanal to work ecotourism because the tourism is the future.
Yeah. What are the main challenges that you have today?
Today we have
the pandemic, the virus.
And about this virus, and now you are very quiet now. Now we are isolated here, no people coming, and this is very strange, but it's very good for the nature because it's possible to see many birds, many jaguars crossing the road, anacondas, and but I think after July, and start more people coming. And but not much. My point of view, 2021, more tourists are coming here.
Yeah, fantastic. And how many people do you have a year now? I mean, on a normal year, I understand that it's a little bit different.
Yes, and
with the pandemic.
For example, last year we had the 70% foreigners and the 30% Brazilian tourists. And I think Brazilian tourists are visiting Pantanal now more than years ago. And we have many Brazilians interested in wildlife photographers, and they are here looking for birds, for animals in general, and the photographers, and they are very happy here. They are very happy.
Yeah, I've seen groups of Brazilian photographers there.
Yes, more Brazilians now than years ago.
That's fantastic.
I think next year, Brazilian is increasing.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing a real connection to nature happening here. we now have guidebooks that are published in Brazil, all using the same names of all the birds established by the CBRO, the Brazilian Committee of Ornithological Records, really competent people. There's people that are selling good binoculars you can find now in Brazil for the first time. We see more and more people working with, getting into nature and waking up to this fabulous wildlife we have here. It's a good thing.
Yes, yes, and the Brazilian now are coming more popular in the Pantanal. And in the past, we had more fishermen. Now we have Brazilian tourists that look interesting in birds, in jaguars, in the fauna and flora in general.
Yeah. Yeah, in the Porto Joffre region, almost all of the boatmen are pantaneiros.
Yes, yes, and now we are trying to teach English for local guides in Porto Joffre, children interesting, and we are sit there in English school to make more local guides, both.
Yeah, Eduardo. Eduardo, how many guides have you trained now?
And around 9, 10.
Yeah, and you're working on training more. That's fantastic.
Yes, yes, yes. And we are now training more in Porto Joffre because there is very important to have more people speaking English to win money from ecotourism. Sure. Because now they don't win too much money. They win a minimum salary. Now we need more people there winning more money from ecotourism.
Yeah.
Also, many
they
people
speak English, they're worth more.
Many tourists rent a car, go to Porto Joffre, nobody speak English, the boatmen don't speak English, and if more people speak English there, more money on the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What can you tell me, how many of your people, do you have employees that speak English? Do you have that aren't guides? Are guide training programs available for these people?
And we had a program, volunteer programs, and we have per month around 2 volunteers in the high season. And these volunteers are teaching English. These volunteers is helping us a lot with this program, because our idea is training more guides, training more pantaneiros, because we are living here. We need to win more money from ecotourism.
Yeah, let me mention the project that I'm working on now, the Bichos do Pantanal program, with the sponsorship that I have from Petrobras. This program is part research, part environmental education using the connection to nature science, and the other part is community development. We developed a stakeholder group, and they asked us to work with ecotourism development. So we're doing guide training programs there as well. And maybe you've met Marcos Vinicius. He's one of our guides that speaks English there.
This is very important project in the Paraguay River, because the Paraguay River is another place with a lot of jaguars. We need more people there speaking English to win money from ecotourism there, to show these beautiful animals for more tourists, because Paraguay River is very rich, is very different than Porto Joffre. I think the jaguars are more wonderful, different habitats they are living there, but there needs more program like yours, teaching people there to win money from ecotourism, training guide, training boatmen, training lodge, how to win money from ecotourism.
We're working with all of that there, with the funding that we get from Petrobras. I'm really lucky to have this program. We're working with the different lodges that are there to help them get more into the nature business, so they get more nature business directly themselves. We're running guide training programs there. We're running English courses there. We get volunteers from the University of Kansas, from Radboud Nijmegen in Holland. And to be able to work now with large amount of funds, I really am pleased that I can get so much more done right now. But I'm so impressed with what you have done. Once I needed to leave in 2005 and start working on the Paraguay River, what you have done is just so impressive. You've really have in you what I have, the need and the want to help other people. That's just beautiful.
Exactly, and the Paraguay River is very big. We need more tourists. We need more conservation. We need how to protect the nature around the Paraguay River because it's very nice forest. We need involve the ranchers. You know, the ranchers is very important to work together because if they kill the jaguars, we don't have jaguars for the tourists. We need to involve them, involve their children, and how to win money. The jaguar alive makes more money than jaguar dead. You know?
Right. Well, you know,
exactly.
I'm happy to say that we are working with ranchers that are planning on putting in African-style lodges in the area to the west of the Paraguay River. In that region that we're calling the Trans-Pantanal. So we're working with the ranchers. We're working with the people. We've got over 110,000 children now into the field with 60 pair of binoculars that the Focus Conservation Fund gave to the project, as well as some spotting telescopes that the U.S. Embassy gave to us for this project.
Do you know why I love more birds than mammals? Because your project gave me the first binoculars. Yes, and with my first binoculars, I can see the birds very well. I can see the shape, I can see the color, I can see the sound. I say, no, this is my favorite. The birds, I love birds. This is why I was guiding Focus Conservation Fund all over Brazil, because my dream was to see birds, because with binoculars, scope is change your mind, you know.
You've guided several birding tours.
Yes, exactly. This is making me love. Binoculars make the difference. Binoculars make the difference.
Memory, Eduardo. Eduardo, back when we were both much younger, and you came up to me one time just smiling like you are now, saying, I've lived here all my life, and I had no idea there were so many beautiful birds in the forest.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, this is very funny. To hear the sound, to see binoculars, amazing. Change your mind if you have binoculars.
Absolutely.
And this is
once
important.
You can see birds well.
Yes, exactly.
You need binoculars to see the animals really well.
Yes, exactly. And change your mind if you have one binoculars. If the tourists come here, I ask, do you have binoculars? Say, no, I don't have. Say, you lost 50% from the trip because binoculars made 100% from the trip.
They're essential to the enjoyment of a nature tour.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Involve ranchers in the ecotourism is the best way because everybody wins money, and 50% work together, and we need to employ all the ranchers together for ecotourism because we don't have ecotourism if we don't have ranchers. Do you understand? Because the ranch make a difference too.
Well, and I personally, I like the ranchers. I know a lot of ranchers, and I get along very well with ranchers.
Yes, and it's very important to bring the tourists for the rancher because the tourists also like to see the local culture, how they are living, how they are eating. how is working one ranch and what they have around. The tourist loves to go in the ranch place to see how we are living here.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes, some
Absolutely.
tourists like to talk
There's so
with the
much
local
room.
people. Yeah, the tourists like to
Don't you
taste the
agree that
same
there's
food
just a
they are
lot more
eating.
room for more lodges and more trained guides and more tourism? There's just the Pantanal is so large, it's almost not developed yet for ecotourism.
Yes, we need the more lodge. We need the more ranch because I don't know if you remember 40 years ago, Pantanal was very open, many cattle, many wildlife, and
Oh yeah.
because everybody were living here, many cattle, the animals were very easy to see, a lot flocks of
Eduardo,
ducks, many birds.
do you remember in Campo Joffre when there were lots of cattle and we would have those incredibly huge migrations of birds?
Yes, yes.
Do you
Like
remember
today,
seeing
I
that?
am young. I am young. I
Yeah.
remember. Amazing, amazing place.
You would have been about 10, I guess.
Yes, yes, exactly. I was fishing in that Campo Jofre. I was fishing with my father with born arrow and a
Yeah.
small
Wow.
canoe. I was fishing there like native,
Wow.
and many fish, many wildlife, and many cattle too. Many
Right.
cattle. Now it's totally different. Totally different. This is why I am
We're
talking about we
seeing
need more cattle.
we're seeing more jaguar now than we saw back in the 1980s,
Uh,
1990s.
Jaguar
But there are
population
fewer
increasing.
birds.
Yes. Jaguar
Yeah, but
population
there are
increasing.
fewer birds.
Capybara population decreasing.
Right. Hyacinth macaw increasing.
Increasing. Giant river otter increasing.
Increasing.
Fish decreasing. Less fish.
Yeah.
Less fish. More
Yeah,
caimans.
fewer
More
fish.
waters. More
Yeah.
more jaguars. More giant river otters. More birds. Jabirus or something like this.
Uh-huh. Wow. What do you feel? Do you find that you have clients interested in the birds? That it seems like so much of the business has gone to Jaguar. Do you still find that you have birders
Many
that are coming
person
in?
is interested in that. Yes, we have many. And our tours, for example, 5 days, 5 days tours, and 2 days Jaguar tours, another 2 days walking, looking for the birds, and another
Uh-huh.
animals in the jungle. And
Uh-huh.
we have some tours interesting also only in jaguars, for example. But the 80%
Right.
interesting everything, everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Em Bichos
That's
do
great.
Pantanal, em Bichos do Pantanal, Paraguay River, do you have the same tours for jaguar, for birds? The most
Yeah, we
clients do you
do.
have? Some from where?
Yeah, they're Americans and Europeans, much like your clients, and
Yeah.
we don't get many Brazilians at all. Um, uh, what you can get on the Paraguay River is it's an absolutely beautiful river with sandbanks and lots of you can get very close to capybara, to a lot of tuyuyus, the storks.
Skimmer,
Um,
black skimmer,
yeah,
a lot.
so many caiman, and there's just so few boats. There's just almost nobody there. It's a more expensive
Yes,
area to
this
go
this
see
this
jaguar than
this
Porto
why
Joffre.
this is why I'm talking about. We need more tours because Paraguay River is less fishermen's, less fishermen's. This
Right.
is very good for jaguars observation.
Just there are areas that we went into last year where we had 45 marsh deer. Amazing.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. There are remote areas in that river area that you can get to that are just fantastic for wildlife. But
Yeah,
it takes
giant
boats
water
with,
lilies.
expedition
Giant
boats
water
and
lilies.
yeah,
You have very
absolutely.
giant
Well,
water lilies. Yeah.
Seasonally.
Exactly.
Carmen Lucia
Many
wants to
tourists
know
are
if she can
coming
see
here.
hyacinth. Carmen Lucia wants
Yeah,
to know if she can see hyacinths in Campo Grande. You would need to get into the Pantanal. You'd need to leave Campo Grande and go to the Pantanal to see the hyacinth macaws. You're not
hyacinth
as likely
macaw.
to see them in Campo Grande itself.
Yeah. In Campo Grande area, they have more blue and yellow macaws. Very easy to see there.
Mm-hmm.
We have a migration come from Campo Grande to Amazonia. In August,
Right.
they are flying over. And
Right.
also scarlet macaw and the red and green macaw are flying over here.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes they stop in here for resting. The hyacinth macaw is
Wow.
chasing them to go away because they are the territory here.
On the Paraguay River, I get Amazonian birds that show up from time to time. We've had umbrella bird show up there.
Umbrella bird. Umbrella bird.
Umbrella bird.
Amazing.
I saw it at Bayazinha Lodge, 100 kilometers downriver from Cassidy's. An
This is
umbrella
very
bird
beautiful
showed up.
bird. I saw very often your tours in Alta Floresta.
Right. In the Amazon, it's not hard to see, but I have a record now of that on the Paraguay River. The curacao, the razor-billed curacao, we also get.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How is working Bicho de Pantanal in Paraguay River today with the pandemic?
With what?
How is working Bichos do Pantanal
with
project?
the pandemic. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the main thing that's happening, then is that I can't get out there. I can't continue my research. I'm stuck in Belo Horizonte, and what can I do? We're doing a lot of lives, and people can go to the Insta on Bichos de Pantanal, writing articles, publishing some of the research that we're working on. Doing various things to keep going as well as we can. But my biggest frustration is that this is the longest that I've been at home in almost 40 years. Because as you know, I travel all the time.
What is your plan for 2020?
I'm hoping that by August I'll be able to get out on the river. We've got a trip that is already full with 14 people starting in starting in Corumbá and going upriver to Cáceres in our two expedition boats that we have.
Very big expedition.
So yeah, it's a beautiful to do the entire Paraguay River from Corumbá to Cáceres is just spectacular with a Currizal and the other areas that we go to, that are on that route. It's just phenomenal trip. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get out on the river for that.
How long did this
What are you
trip
looking at? What sort of
take?
8 days.
8 days.
We'll be working with a very nice houseboat with 20 rooms. And it'll meet us at Acurizal. So it'll take about 2.5 hours to get up to Acurizal, and we'll spend about 2 to 3 days in that area. From there, the houseboat will start to head up towards the Bayazinha. It's 600 kilometers, and it'll get part way, but we'll be able to make it up a good part of the way. And there's several little side rivers to check out there. And then we'll go back and spend the nights on the boat, but we'll take 8 days to get from Corumbá to Cáceres, stopping in different areas and spending a few days in each.
Photographer tours.
We're thinking that, as you know, August is one of the best months to see wildlife. August, September, October. Someone's asking the best months to be there. And we're
I
hoping
think,
the pandemic will allow that to happen.
yeah, I think this year is going to take longer, November, December, because this season is not raining too much. The dry season, I think, is going to be longer. And my
Could
point
be.
of view, I think November, December, January is going to be a very nice time to see wildlife because it's not raining and the water is very low. I think my point of view this year is totally different than another years. I have asked for older people, and they saw a thing like this in 1963. No water in the
Wow.
Pantanal like today. The
Yeah.
weather was terrible that time, no water, and the rangers were making wells for water for cows, and
Uh-huh.
some rangers near the river lost so many cows because they were stuck in the mud, very dry,
Wow.
and
Wow.
exactly like now,
Yeah. Well,
1963.
yeah. Someone was asking about the research. Let me tell you a little bit about the research that we're doing. Um, the jaguar on the Paraguay River seem to be quite different than what we see in the Porto Joffre area. By November, most of the jaguar that we're seeing, we don't see anymore. We don't see on the side of the rivers. Maybe they're close in there, out of view, but for months and months, we don't see jaguar. The next year that we come back, the jaguar are completely different individuals. Um, using the forehead pattern, the forehead pattern of the jaguars, I'm able to tell the different ones. I'm up to around 83, I think 84 right now. But I see different ones every year. I'm not getting the same cats again and again and again like you get in Porto Joffre. And I think this is a result of the fact that that river rises 5 meters most years. This year it didn't. This year, like you say, it went up about 3.5 meters and it's already on the way down. But when it goes up five meters, you have a meter of land, or you have a meter of land that's under a meter of water in the months of February, March, April, May. And the cats leave. Every animal that can't climb a tree, that doesn't want to live for months up in the trees, every animal has to leave because there's just water everywhere for about 25 kilometers on both sides of the river. With the giant river otters, I've been following the different families over the years. And from year to year to year, I can see the group composition. I use the throat pattern of the giant river otters to tell the individuals. But what my photos show and what I've been able to have research published, is that some of the otters switch groups. They break up during the high water because they can't live together because there's not enough food. The fish all go into the forest. The fish really spread out. So the otters break up. And then when they come together, sometimes they don't come together as the same group. And this would, of course, help their genetic viability as well. But this had never been reported before, and I was able to discover this with my research. We have other research of Claumire, who's our fish specialist, our ichthyologist, who has published several different articles on the fish species of cassowary. You can find these on the Bichos do Pantanal website.
Douglas, I love your research. And in Porto Joffre, we have a friend, Jaguar Identification Project. It is from a friend of mine, Abby.
Yeah,
and it's very important because, yes, because, and all the Jaguars, we put some names. And about the names, some people don't like, but personally, I like because we know where the jaguar are. For example,
It's easier to
Sometimes,
communicate about the individual jaguar.
yes, exactly. Sometimes we have jaguar
I
from the
understand.
Piabao River around the Jaguar Reserve. Sometimes I believe we have jaguar from Paraguay River to near my house too, because we don't we aren't so far. We are from the reserve to Paraguay River 30 kilometers more or less straight.
Right.
From the Jaguar Reserve
Abigail
to
has sent
Porto
me,
Joffre,
yeah.
the same,
Abigail has
30
sent me the
kilometers.
guides. She has sent me the guides, the guidebook of the different, your Jaguar, and I'm comparing them
Yes,
now to my Jaguar on the Paraguay River.
yes.
I
And
suspect that they're moving back and
it
forth.
is, yeah, it is very easy identify where the jaguars are. Sometimes you
Right,
have a jaguar from Porto Joffre here, or sometimes you have a jaguar
right,
from Paraguay River. We have here. We need to know
right. I
because
imagine.
to check the pictures, Abby and yours, see if we
Right.
have the same or we have a, you know. Do you understand me? And
No,
also
that's
now,
exactly what I'm working on now.
yes, and we need the
Yeah, I'm
complete
working
from
with
these
Abigail on
pictures.
that.
Yeah, and the same with giant river otters. The same. We need research. We need to know if the population is increasing or decreasing. Everything.
I saw a video. I saw a video from a project that's also funded by Petrobras down in the south of the Pantanal, and I recognized one of the otters as one that I have in the north of the Paraguay River. And so I'm going to send them an email and with my photo and, along with their photo and show them that the otter that I have has traveled that 700 kilometers down to where their project is now.
So far away. So far away. They are incredible.
Yeah,
They
there's
travel a
so
lot.
much work to do. I would like to
Yeah.
recognize I'd like to recognize a friend of yours and a partner of the Bichos de Pantanal program, the Pantera organization, with Fernando Tortato there as the lead scientist and Rafael or as the director of it all. These people are doing really good work with both research and jaguar predation prevention and various things. And they're another, someone worth recognizing there in the Porto Joffre region.
Exactly. We need to work together for more research, for what we need to do, what we need to work with ranchers. We need to find some solution for ranchers. Don't kill any more jaguars. We need to involve the ranchers and the same project. We need to split the money from ecotourism for everybody living in Pantanal. I think this is very good idea. Everybody working together for more money
Right,
for the local community. Everybody needs to win money
right,
from ecotourism.
right,
Fishermen, special fishermen, because some fishermen are fishing the night. Sometimes they are chasing the jaguar away because they are looking for baits in the night, and they are
right.
some people shooting jaguar because in the night is very dangerous because the people are in the jaguar's territory, and we
Well,
need to find solution for
yeah,
these people to win money from ecotourism.
yeah. One of these fishermen died, was eaten by a jaguar in 2008 on the Paraguay River. One of the local fishermen fishing for bait. I can understand. Are you using any camera traps right now? I've got 3 different camera traps that I'm using in different areas. Are you doing anything with camera traps?
Yes, we have some camera traps around, and we can see jaguar chasing horses. It's very funny, and the jaguars walking on the trails. And we
Yeah,
have a
I've
friend
seen some of those.
has a we have some friend that has a honey place. The jaguar is coming near the house in the daytime to eat the peccaries. And I think it's very interesting because we have one pantaneiro living in my neighbor. I don't know if you remember José Proença. He is a
Oh, sure.
pantaneiro now.
Sure.
Yeah, Juca, remember behind the lodge? And
Sure, I
now,
do. Yeah, absolutely.
yes, and now the family is still raising cattle, and they don't want any workers killing jaguar. They say, don't kill jaguar in my land. And they are raising cattle. They preserve the jaguars. I like this idea because he is a pantaneiro, and he told for the worker, don't kill jaguar here. If you kill the jaguar, you get out. And it's very important because he wants a jaguar near his house. He has a damage, but he says, no, don't kill the jaguar. And sometimes
we have a ranch. There's a ranch on the Paraguay River that the ranchers tell us they have, several thousand head of cattle. They tell us that they don't kill the jaguar because part of the, a jaguar can be, or a cow, they lose cattle to snakes, they lose cattle to broken legs, they lose cattle to diseases, and they lose cattle to jaguar. And they lose pretty much equal number of cattle to all of those causes. So it doesn't make sense just to go after one and say the jaguars are the problem.
Exactly.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
And I think depends on the place. We have more damage with snake disease than jaguar. Sometimes, if one jaguar is in the range, is not eating cows, the jaguar protects the territory from another jaguar. If the pantaneiro kills the jaguar, another jaguar can eat the cows. For example, if the jaguar is not eating, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah. No, a lot of people don't quite understand the realities of the situation down there, and I feel very lucky that I had this friendship with your father, and then later with you, so that I have an understanding of the realities of the situation there.
I remember in the past, if a jaguar makes a footprint on the land, the jaguar was dead. Now the pantaneiros has another mentality: don't kill the jaguar.
That's
in
fantastic.
The past, less jaguar, because if they saw the footprint, the jaguar was dead. Now it's changed. Now more protection. Yeah.
Well, and that's the reason that I believe as well that we need to keep pantaneiros in the Pantanal trained and working and earning a good living with all the wildlife that you have, earning more and more money from this. And I'm so glad to hear that you're continuing to work with that.
Exactly. If we protect the land, we protect the nature, more tourists coming, everybody with money. Everybody with money.
Absolutely.
But we need the training more person. How to work with ecotourism, how to win money from ecotourism. The tourism in Pantanal is increasing every year. Is increasing.
I think the reality is that if we were starving to death, we would eat the monkey. Okay. Did you hear that?
No.
No? I said that if we both were starving to death, we would eat the monkey.
No, yes, for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Eduardo, we only have 5 minutes left, and we were going to save that for questions that people have. Does anybody who's listening to this have any questions or comments that you want us to answer or whatever?
Already 5 minutes? The time
we just have 5 more minutes, and Instagram's going to knock us off of here.
And
I miss you, Eduardo.
One more hour. It's
very
nice
I miss you,
talk
Eduardo.
with everybody in Instagram. Thank you so much for the patience for everybody. Everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to say thank you for everybody.
Follow Pantanal Oficial. Follow the Bichos de Pantanal in Instagram and the social media.
Follow us.
Focus Conservation Fund.
Pantanal. Yeah.
Yeah, Focus Conservation Fund.
Everyone wants to see the wildlife coming with us. Paraguay River, Pantanal.
And the Transpantanera.
Yes,
absolutely.
Meeting Water State Park. Meeting Water State Park, the best place in the world to see jaguar and the Paraguay River.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's just wonderful. So,
yeah.
When will you be coming? When will you be coming to the river, the Paraguay River?
Anytime. I am free now, and with this quarantine, I want to travel in the jungle. It's not dangerous.
Yeah, I am free now too. I would love to get back to the river.
Yeah, I hope to visit you very soon after this pandemic.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. Yeah, this will end eventually, and we will be back together eventually. I have a new boat that I'm building that I want you to go out on the river with me.
I want
to try your new boats too. I know you have some as well.
I want to be with you with this new boat to see many jaguars.
But yeah, I hope so. Someone is asking, are you actual quarantine in Brazil? Yeah, October is a very good month to see wildlife. We think this quarantine will be over by then, but October is a very good time to see wildlife still.
And also, I like in November, December, January, we say green season. The green season is, for me, is the best because no many tourists on the river. If we see the jaguar, we are alone. September, October,
absolutely.
August, one jaguar, 20 boats, so many people. Green season.
That's another thing about the Paraguay River. One jaguar, one boat.
Yes, this is good. Porto Jofre, one jaguar, 20 boats in July, August, September, October. Green season, one jaguar, one boat. This makes difference. For photographer, for example, green season is the best. It's very quiet, no boats, nothing.
Interesting.
Very good.
And you can smoke those. And you can smoke those. You can smoke those cigarettes for mosquito control.
Yes, made with corn leaf, tobacco, the first quality, made in Poconé. Made in
Poconé. Oh,
sometimes we made this half meter.
Yeah.
Sometimes we made half meter.
With tobacco.
Yeah. Sometimes you smoke 10 centimeters, turn off. Another 10 centimeters, turn off. End of the day is here.
And that takes Carmel, Lucy wants to know if she has 100% chance of seeing a jaguar. We can never guarantee 100%, but it's almost certain to happen. We see jaguar on pretty much every trip.
If we don't see in the wild, we go to the zoo. It's 100%.
There we go.
If we don't see jaguar in the wild, we can go in the zoo. I guarantee 100%.
Yeah, Cuiabá has a zoo that we could go to.
Yes, we have black and normal jaguar.
No guarantees in nature, but we see the most wonderful, spectacular, beautiful things, don't we?
If we don't see the jaguar, we see beautiful sunrise, beautiful sunset, beautiful birds, beautiful caimans, otters, monkeys, flowers,
anteaters, tapirs,
anaconda,
the hyacinth macaws, the other parakeets that we have.
The tourists never be disappointed here. Never be disappointed.
No. On trips where I think we're hardly seeing anything, people are saying it's incredible how much there is here.
Pantanal is amazing. It is amazing place.
It truly is. There are so few places where you can see so much wildlife.